Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I've been trying to provide an update, a summary on the Ukrainian front almost every day, and I will do it again today. I have some information on the general front and I have some information on Bakhmut, where the Ukrainians are telling us that the Russians are not doing pretty good, but I have a different opinion on that one. So let's see what's going on here. So this article comes from the Ukrainian side, and it's from Friday, the 27th of January 2023. Over there is already Friday. And it says that Ukraine armed forces hit 3 enemy command posts, 2 ammunition depots. During the current day, the armed forces of Ukraine struck 3 command posts, 2 areas of concentration of manpower, an artillery cluster, and 2 ammunition depots of the occupiers. According to the General Staff, during the current day, the Ukrainian armed aircraft carried out 11 strikes on the areas where enemy personnel, weapons, and military equipment were concentrated, as well as on the positions of Russian air defense systems. The Ukrainian forces also shot down an enemy Shahed 136 UAV. Remember, today the Russians conducted a massive missile strike on Ukraine using 55 missiles, and according to the Ukrainians, they shot down, I think, 47. Well, I doubt that, but hey, this is what they reported. And I'm quoting, "During the day, residential buildings and other civilian objects in the city of Korostan, Zhytomyr region, and a number of settlements in Zaporozhye region were damaged by enemy missile attacks and unmanned aerial vehicles. In addition, residential quarters of the city of Kurakhove, Donetsk region, came under MLRS attack. The threat of enemy missile strikes on the objects of the energy system and critical infrastructure throughout the territory of Ukraine remains." And quote, the report says. Now, in Volyn and Polisia directions, the situation has not changed significantly. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups have been detected. Training of enemy units is ongoing at the training grounds of the Republic of Belarus. Now, regarding Belarus, yesterday I read a few articles stating that actually the Russians decreased their troops in Belarus to only 5,800 troops. So I don't know what they're training over there. In Slobozhanchina direction, the enemy continues to hold its troops in the border areas of Belgorod region. The invaders used tanks. Remember, when they say they used tanks, that's usually an offensive operation. The invaders used tanks, mortars, and barrel artillery in the areas near Strelecha, Ternova, Staritsia, Vovchansky Kutori, and Chukhonivka in Kharkiv region. In Kupiansk direction, the enemy holds the defense. The invaders used artillery to shell the areas of Dvorichna, Kotlyrivka, Tabaivka, and Berestove settlements in Kharkiv region, and Novoselivske and Stelmakhiv, from breaking my mouth, in Luhansk region. In Liman direction. Now here, the Russians used to have a little offensive here. The enemy used tanks, here you go, and artillery of various types in the areas of Makivka, Ploshchanka, and Nevsky settlements of Luhansk region, and Terin and Liman in Donetsk region. In the Zaporozhye direction, the enemy inflicted fire damage near Vremivka and Novopil in Donetsk region, and Dorozhnyanka, is that how it is? Dorozhnyanka, Huliapole, and Zalichny in Zaporozhye region. In the Kherson direction, the enemy holds the defense. More than 10 settlements came under artillery fire, including Osokorivka, Zolota Balka, Duchchani in Kherson region, and the outskirts of Kherson city as well. As reported by Ukrinform, the armed forces of Ukraine eliminated about 92,740 Russian invaders from February 24 to December 7. I don't know why they say only December 7 when this article is from today, actually tomorrow there. So they forgot, and I don't know why, Bakhmut. As an extra information, I made a video today on Bakhmut, and if you remember the Azov battalion, you know, the one with Nazi elements and ideology and all that, prior to the war. When the war started, everybody forgot about that. Not everybody, but the Western media somehow, they just, what? No? Anyway, so those guys that they surrendered in Azovstal steel plants in Mariupol in May 2022. About 2,400 people over there. Anyway, those guys came back bigger and better. And we found out from the Ukrainians that they will fight in Bakhmut against the Russian Wagner mercenaries. So it's going to be one-on-one now. It's going to be both sides, but we haven't heard about the Azov battalion, that now is not a battalion anymore. It's not a regiment anymore. It's even better, okay? So check that video out and see what happened with the Azov regiment, which is better now. It's like 3 regiments. That's how big it is somehow. And it's between what, 5,000 people and 10,000 people. Depends on what kind of information you get. Anyway, they want to fight the Wagner mercenaries over there. See who's going to win. But it's okay. They didn't mention here Bakhmut. I mentioned it, and I have another article here talking about Bakhmut regarding the Russians, right? And here we go with this one. All right, this one, it comes from a very strange Espresso, Maine, and it's in Ukrainian. It's from today, the 26th of January 2023. Thursday, Russia loses as many soldiers in Bakhmut direction as in both Chechen wars. Well, let's see if that's true, even if this guy says so, right? During the 2 months of fighting in Bakhmut direction, the Russian army has already lost as many soldiers as in the 2 Chechen wars. The armed forces of Ukraine are still holding back the enemy. Who's advancing or no? No, but it's an offensive operation. Colonel Serhiy Chervati, spokesman for the Eastern Group of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, said this during an online military media center briefing. And I'm quoting, "The enemy is trying to break through in the Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Liman directions. In the Bakhmut direction alone, there were 199 shelling attempts and 35 armed combats. However, the enemy still fails to succeed thanks to our defense forces," end quote, he said. In the direction of Marinka, Vuhledar, Pavlivka, the enemy tried to conduct hostilities with 28 assaults, 264 shelling attempts per day, with 141 soldiers dead and 165 wounded, end quote. It was noted that the enemy lost nearly a whole battalion, with a large number of the wounded during the course of the day. And I'm quoting, "In terms of losses, these 2 months of attempting to break through our defenses equals their losses in the 2 Chechen wars combined," end quote, Cherevati emphasized. Now, on January 25, according to General Staff, Russia lost 780 soldiers, 2 planes and a helicopter. So this is according to them, but you can't really verify that, and I don't have the Russian figures on their losses, obviously. I haven't found them everywhere, but probably they just died like 3 people or something. Anyway, you know how it goes. These guys they maximize the losses of the Russians minimize their losses but maximize the Ukrainian losses. The Ukrainians maximize their achievements but minimize the Russian achievements, and vice versa. That's the way it is. So I'm waiting for Bakhmut, because Bakhmut is gonna be like a big shit show, and I will let you know about it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.